Guys, it's Dean and I'm here at Roundup Road, 264 Roundup Road, as promised, a little bit earlier than I thought I could get here, which is exciting. Anyway, let's take a look at the neighborhood right from the front porch. There's our car. Now that neighbor just has an RV and a bunch of stuff in the backyard, kind of cool. There's a boat over there. So these folks aren't going to hassle you about extra vehicles. Especially this fella over here is doing just fine. He got himself a school bus, a roofing trailer, a tractor, a food truck, well, hot dog cart, which is kind of cool. Love those. And a shed. So he's got everything going on over there. Nobody's hassling him, I'm sure. He got a carport. And despite all that stuff, it looks kind of neatly kept, honestly, which is good. Neighbor next door, super neat and clean. And here we are at the house. 264 Roundup, which I like the theme. Actually, it's a horse theme, which is kind of cool, the name of the streets. Anyhow, we're going to go inside and then we'll focus on the outside next. Let's take a look and see what we got here. All right, so at first glance, this is laminate flooring for sure. There's a little gap and separation right here. And it's not loose. Could have just been having a hard time getting it to set right, but it's firm, so I wouldn't think there's any kind of water damage or any hassle with that. Bring that to your attention, okay? So take a quick look around the room. First room, family room, vaulted ceiling, and this paint is very aged, a little dingy looking in color. I could see where they had something mounted there, no big deal. But I don't see any problem with roof leaks yet. That's all spider webs and cobwebs. A very small amount of drywall tape that's separated, that's normal with the heat that you get in an attic. So everything looks good here. I'm gonna turn this whole light on. So if you like popcorn ceilings, you're going to like this house because it's got popcorn ceilings. Not a big deal. All right, right above my head is a whole house fan. Let's see if we can make that turn on. Not yet. I don't know where the switch for that is, but that sure is a whole house vent, which is interesting. Now, a lot of these aren't in play, meaning people don't see the value in them. But they do have some value if you ever use one. So that's cool to know. Got a whole house fan. They could be reactivated if it's not running. All right, to your right, as you come up the hallway, you've got a full bathroom. No surprises here. Full fiberglass tub. Faucets look newer. Shower head looks old. Cabinet looks like it's kind of probably been here for a long time, but in good shape. Toilet is a newer Glacier Bay. That's a Home Depot product, a nice tall one. That's good. Let's just take a walk to the right. There's your thermostat. That's a Honeywell, a fairly new one, so we'll have to go see what the HVAC is about. He did say they had an upgraded HVAC system. I talked to the agent, and the roof was 2011, just like we talked a little bit about on the phone, Laura. Again, next bedroom to the right. So coming down the hallway, bathroom, linen closet, bedroom. All right, this bedroom looks like a decent size with a double closet here. Okay, a couple shelves. And then we've got a bath in the corner. So this is a small single bath. So you got a single vanity, toilet, fiberglass tub. Again, no surprises here, but they would probably call this the master, okay? So we'll take a quick look at that. Now, all looks in good shape. Vinyl floor. Nothing here looks like it's got a problem. It's all kind of original looking, but in good condition. Okay. So again, we've just come up the hallway. I'm going to make you guys dizzy. Instead of right in where we just did the master bedroom, there's a bedroom to the left. A good sized bedroom too. That first bedroom, the master looks like it's maybe 13 by 12. Okay, this one's got a notch out of it, of course, where the master bedroom closet would be, but you're still left with probably a 12 by 13 bedroom here as well. And what they did was, of course, made the closet on this side as well. So You got back-to-back closets on these 2 bedrooms. Okay, and this paint's blue. Ceilings are in good shape. Everything looks very normal here. I wouldn't call this fresh, but newer paint, certainly in this room. This looks like, again, normal age paint, probably a few years old. And all of this is laminate floor, which is pretty cool. It's in good shape. The windows are double pane, aluminum tilt-ins, so that's nice. This was evidently a laundry room because you've got hot and cold water, you got power. Okay, I don't know where the dryer vent resides. That's kind of odd. My gut tells me somebody vented the dryer into the room, so we'll have to look and see. Not here in the closet, but it's got a nice big wide closet with a single door. So this is another bedroom, but for some reason they chose to make this a laundry room. A lot of people hate the laundry in the closet, in the garage. So I'm guessing that might be the situation where this garage started that way. Oh, I can see we got a basement down here. Okay, we're going to get to that in 1 minute, but I want to just continue on. Back on the first floor, back to the family room. As you come into the left, there is a nice hall closet. So again, so far I didn't see a vent for that dryer in that bedroom, but that's a 3-bedroom configuration, one being used as a laundry room. We'll find out why here in just a moment. So let's take a look at the kitchen. Again, laminate flooring continued. It's a different brand, a little newer, a little nicer. Formica countertops. Looks like these were added together from Home Depot or a Lowe's. Not bad, but certainly not high-end or anything fancy. Okay, electric stove. It looks like it's in good shape. Probably a couple of years old. Yeah, it's in very good shape. Inside looks immaculate, so that's good. Got a refrigerator, freezer. Your very, very basic model. It does have a tray for ice, but no ice maker. And you've got a nice, clean refrigerator, freezer that presents decent. Maybe something you'd have if you rented this property, which they may have been doing. I don't know. So that is kind of a permanently mounted pantry. Okay, interesting. So they permanently mounted a pantry here. You've got the dining room light here, so you have a dinette area. And you've got a little desk area here in the kitchen. Okay. We're going to go out that garage in just one moment, but let's just take a quick peek at the sunroom while we can. So here we are. Sunroom is attached to the back of the house. And it's got outlets in the floor and an outlet for what looks like a 220 line. And this is a PTAC unit. PTAC stands for pass-through air conditioner. It's got heat and cooling modes. These are fantastic. I love them. So that makes this room a year-round room. And it does have big opening screen window door type windows. They're sliding windows. They look like a sliding door all the way around it, which is really nice. None of the windows look like they have any kind of failed gaskets. And everything looks like it's very watertight. There's no evidence of damage along the roof line. A lot of times we see problems when somebody adds something like this to a home, and it could be a very poor attempt. This one looks like it was done nicely. I'm going to take a quick peek this way. Again, we're going to go check out the garage in a moment. Staircase going down, needs to be cleaned. A little bit of cracking, but in very solid condition. There's not a big step. It's kind of a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps turn. 1, 2, 3, 4 steps down. Nice big fenced in backyard. An older shed with some rot at the edges and the bottom. Very, very normal for this kind of material. That T111 tends to pick up moisture sitting outside. Got a metal roof on it. That's kind of cool. Getting a quick look at the neighbors again. Seeing how they're keeping things. So far, no real surprises. I do see an outdoor entrance to the crawl space you're going to want to take a look at. There's a double gate. So if you've got an RV or some kind of a vehicle, you could bring it in and put it in your fenced-in yard. Now, I don't know where your property line ends. That's going to be interesting to see. So I wonder if you've got enough room to bring it down the side of the house and bring it through that gate. I'm thinking you do. Let's take a look at this Garage. Got a screen door on it. All right. That's your standard 2-car garage. I'm going to put the lights on. That's how we do that. There's the scuttle for the attic. Got some shelving permanently on the walls. Nice plywood shelving. Supported decent from the bottom. I like it. And a cinder block around us. Now, in Tennessee, it ain't if it cracks, it's when it cracks. But what I like is it's all one level. I'm going to get you there. Hang on one second. It's all one level. It's not uneven, which is good. I said that, but down here it breaks a little bit. And it dips a little bit, which is also good because it's pitching away. But it looks like they sealed it a while back and it's due some more sealant. Good enough to solve that. And then again, all the way in the driveway we see cracks and a little bit of unevenness. Not horrific. Don't know that I would tear that up, but you definitely have a little bit of a trip hazard right on this one spot right here. Okay, we'll go through the exterior separately, but this is a really tall garage ceiling. Gosh, 4, 8, 9. It's got to be 9 foot plus the blocks, so you're probably 13 feet tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 steps going up. If you were to have someone disabled, there'd be more than enough room to build a long ramp and a turn. I see a little bit of evidence of some water here. I don't know if that looks long term or not. It looks like maybe it was a spill or maybe a heavy rain did something there. I don't know what. But a big wide 2-car. So you could definitely, if you had someone disabled, bring a vehicle in and have room for that kind of situation. I only think long term for everybody. You guys are all solid, but it never hurts to think about those things. So you can. Garage door is closing. Nice big wide 2-car with a Craftsman garage door opener. And yeah, it works. It's good. Okay, so we got that figured out. I think it's time to go downstairs and see the basement. All right. So go down the end of the hallway, turn left, and you got a basement door down this way. All right, headed down here. We're carpeted. Me and carpet in a basement don't get along. Having said that, I'm smelling, and I don't smell must or mold, which is really an unusual situation because carpeting in a basement is a big no-no because it's going to draw moisture up from the concrete. I'm not smelling that. I'm not feeling that. I'm not seeing that. Now, when I look out the window, this is backloaded right here, okay, about the height of this window. But most of it is not backloaded or backfilled. So that may be why we're high and dry, if you will, and not smelling anything. Interesting. So when you got a basement, you got a pump, I'm sure. You probably got a sump pump and a grinder. I don't know how it all works out here. Maybe not, because maybe they're high and dry and they don't have it. But there's a shower, a tub, an elevated fancy step up there, huh? Again, that may be something telling me that there's a gadget down there. I just don't know the construction of it. Nice toilet. Pretty nice, separate, independent living space. Honestly, a big, big room. Just running some hard numbers, 8, 16, 24, 25-ish, and then maybe 8, 16, maybe 18. So 25 by 18, rectangular room that's finished. That brings real value, especially when you've got a full bath down here and it's usable. Let's see what else we got. I got a doggy door in here of some type. Okay. So evidently this was also a laundry room, but it's not lighting up for me. Sorry, guys. Do my best to get you going. Let's see if I can bring some lighting to it. I don't think I can easily. Maybe there you go. There's some lighting to it. So what do we got here? We got a closet. We got a closet with hanger space and a little cubby. And we've got a laundry room, washer, dryer. And I'm guessing there's a drain. There's a drain. Where are we venting at here? We're going to find that out in a minute. This looks like a manifold for water. That's exactly what that is. Here's your whole house shut off. They just boxed that up. Not bad. Okay, this is under the staircase. They've closed that in and put a little door on it. And what I see here is not a whole lot. Okay, some cable TV, that's about it. It's cool though. Nice job. Okay, so let's keep looking. They got a dehumidifier down here, which drains into the laundry room drain. That's not a bad thing. Again, it smells good and it is good down here, which is fine. Now I'm into another room. Okay, what's down here? A painted floor, concrete, nice and dry, no evidence of water leaks or anything crazy like that. You got a fairly newer HVAC, just like he's advertised, a Goodman. Okay. You got a hot water heater that's gas powered. You've got a bypassed salt system. And I don't know about y'all. I'm not big on using this stuff. City water works for me. I've been alive for a long time with it. They're bypassing it right now. That's just sitting there. So it's evidently not in play. Oh, well, we could come in the downstairs, but we don't need to. There's your double doors. They're metal going out to the backyard. And again, looks like it does a good job at what it could do. This would be a good place for utility equipment, lawn equipment if you wanted it, right? But they've got a shed, so they chose to do that. Okay, there's some more light. There's that doggy door. That's interesting. So this evidently was somebody living downstairs with a pup, and they had a room for it. Okay, and you got another room. Wow. This is another bedroom. Ceiling fan. Here's where your service comes into the house. You guys will see this, but it's probably 200 amp. I can't tell too easily in the dark here, but it sure looks like a 200 amp service. Pretty standard stuff, nice breakers. Again, no surprises, nothing molested in this house. I hate that term, but some people really tear houses up, especially the older they are. So this one's been, I think, lovingly taken care of. Used creatively. This is some kind of a desk where they might have done some business in here. I don't know. But again, neat and clean and usable. Definitely a full bedroom down there, laundry room here, bedroom there. And I think the reason that they don't have that vent upstairs for the laundry room is clearly this is the laundry room that they were utilizing. And the dryer vent's right down there. So this one's vented properly and has ductwork to go out of the structure. So interesting. Sometimes you get people living in a house, two households, and they get creative and put electricity and such upstairs to have a second laundry room. That's what this looks like. At some point, maybe they had a parent living with them or a college kid who wanted to have an independent life. So that's cool. Anyway, inside, guys, this is a pretty good looking house. We got 17 minutes under our belts here on the tour. What I'm going to do now is shut this down and do a second video for the outside. All right. And again, I see no red flags here at all. For a house this age, pretty standard things and no concerns that are jumping out at me. Will a home inspector find something? Yes, they always do. And that's okay. That's what we're there. We have them in here for, right? But I'm headed outside next.